unfuttable. Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get to the chopper! Press go up.
Gigantic fusion reactor that just works.
Multiple income streams and real yield. Cheats can no longer dump on your heads. The revolutionary decentralized finance protocol. Fusion reaction in T-minus 3, 2, 1. Fusion!
You don't know the power. The math is unfuttable. Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
The mothership. And what's it gonna do? Everybody excited?
Oh, hell yeah.
Give my creation!
Fusion.
Get ready to rumble.
Fusion.
Gotta do a huge shout out to Cool Sheet. That song just hits.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to EMP.Money. This is our weekly live stream. We come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. I'm AJ, one of the founders here, and I'm joined by my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you?
Hey guys, feeling good and happy to see you all here. We're going to have a powerful one tonight, so let's go.
Yeah, 100%. We got a lot of updates for everybody, some recent developments, and what we have coming. So before we jump into all that, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us get the word out and new exposure into our EMP ecosystem, or what we like to call the mothership. So had a great week. Took some time for myself. As you can see, I had a sunburn on my face, but got some fresh air and been in a meeting all day today, and honestly over the last few days with Jake, Dex CEO. Hopefully he'll be joining us on the next AMA, and we'll also have a specific recap in the DexFi Discord, with him as well over the next few days. So keep an eye out for all that, but we do have a lot of updates based on what we have talked about and what has transpired over the last 2 weeks. So, but before we really get into the details, no matter what, we can't ignore the overall market. I mean, again, it just seems like we can't catch a break. Overall macro, no matter how well we're doing in our protocols, and no matter how well crypto is a hedge against, traditional finance, when we have massive negative economic news and impacts, that brings down the market. So, again, not to get political, love him or hate him, Trump and, the very aggressive stance on tariffs has been, really hurting at least the short-term effects. In the long run, I think it's probably a good thing for, the dollar and here in America, but, obviously crypto's a global market, and it's been having some terrible side effects. So that being said, I do think we're still closer to a bottom than anything. I know, EMP specifically has been outperforming ETH. We'll bring up a chart in a minute now. But if you were holding EMP, you lost less than if you were holding ETH in terms of ETH value. So again, that's the silver lining. The sad reality is that the markets are being manipulated. I mean, we've been very transparent about that. I've said I think that that is the case. And overall, it could be an epic time to DCA. I mean, we say all the time, uh, millionaires are made in bear markets, and when everybody is fearful, no matter what it is, if it's oranges, when there's an orange blight, then any sort of investment, when people are fearful and scared, when you buy the fear, that is usually again how you're able to make an incredible amount of money and then sell into the recovery. So fundamentally, nothing has changed. I still think we're extremely bullish on crypto. I know Trump also appointed a very pro crypto and Bitcoin new chair to the SEC. So there are some really incredible things coming. We just got to get through the overall macro conditions. But yeah, that being said, LA, anything else you want to add? I know it's been one thing after another. Seeing ETH, below 1,500 is pretty
It's
scary
wild.
for sure.
Yeah, it's wild. But it does bring a positive light for us because we're so close to getting back to peg, and EMP is on a major sale because ETH has gone down, and we still have a 2x peg bonus. But I guess we'll get further into that later in the show.
Yeah, 100%. And in terms of dollar value, this has been as low as it gets. I mean, even with Peg, you know, uh, people loading up now are getting an incredible deal for what we have coming. So again, uh, we'll get into a little bit of that in a minute, but the ecosystem still is functioning. And here, I think, you know, people's main concern with the recent hack and the impact on our treasury is that there won't be funds to support Fusion, and that is not necessarily the case. So, again, we'll talk about that too a lot tonight. But anyway, so all right, that is the overall market update. Let me go ahead and pull up my notes here, and then we'll do some screen sharing as well. And again, if any of you have questions, please feel free to type that in the comments as we go. So. All right, so as a lot of you already know, or maybe you don't, there was a pretty catastrophic hack to Dex Finance. That was 2 weeks ago now, or a week, maybe 10 days. Again, it's all a blur. We've been nonstop trying to, put all the pieces together after this. But the good news is that we're making major headway, and I think, you know, a full reboot on the vault is a lot sooner than a lot of you may think. And that is really bullish because, again, for those that are scared that, we won't have the income to support Fusion, getting the vaults back online can change that in an instant. So that is really powerful. Again, um, I think we're in a really good spot overall with all things considered. And that timeline could be a lot quicker than people think. I mean, we were originally anticipating a month or so before a full reboot, but it could be much, much quicker than that. So, and that is with all the security concerns. So we're looking into another third-party audit. We have a third-party investigation underway from Intelligence on Chain, a very well-respected independent uh, reviewing firm that looks at all the potential, wallets and hackers, traces everything on chain, and we'll have a full report on that, hopefully within days. So they've been working nonstop since the exploit happened and have been able to track everything back, and be able to communicate that with the community and what they do find and ultimately ruling out or ruling in even an inside job. So we're looking at all options. Again, we're not naive to any of that, but I think the full report will give a lot of confidence on moving forward. And the way the hacker was able to get in, we have very, very clear ways to prevent that in the future. So I'm very confident that we can get the vaults back up and running, and we have a compensation plan for those that were affected. We make everybody whole and do our best, and then sprinkle that on top of a bull run, and we're right back in it. So, like I said at the beginning of the AMA, I'm really I'm very confident that we are able to make it through this, and it will be business as usual once we do. So, again, don't let the short term uncertainty fud you out of your own bags that you have built with us over the last 3 years. So, if you're new to EMP, this is one of the best times to get involved. And I mean, right now, even a little bit goes a long way. So, the momentum is definitely slowed, but $5,000 to $10,000 buying pressure and sacrificing of EMP will go a very long way at these levels, especially with PEG and EMP being so close and the actual dollar value being down, because you're able to buy way more individual EMP than you would have, at any other time. So again, and I'm happy to do, any OTC deals. If any of you are getting hit with price impact, sometimes the range with all this volatility, I mean, ETH has been acting like a meme token. I mean, it's been up, 10%, down 15, up 10, up 8. I mean, again, it's all over the place. So when there's big swings in the price, sometimes you can get hit really hard with the liquidity ranges not being there. So again, if you are interested in loading up on EMP, eShare, or GG, which we'll talk about at the end here too, please reach out, because a little bit goes a long way right now, and all of that will be used to support PEG. So, all right. All that being said, LA, do you want? Let me go ahead and pull up my chart real quick, and then we'll go over recovery bonds. But you want to add anything to that while I
Yeah,
get
I
everything
just
going?
wanted to kind of take a quick step back in the notes and just remind everyone that due to the DexFi exploit, the bridge is on pause right now temporarily, so you won't be able to use the bridge at this time. But we are working hard to get things back up and running. So when we have a time frame for that, we will definitely let all of you know as soon as possible.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got too excited. I skipped that. Totally. So yeah, as of right now, again, just until we are fully confident in the security aspect, we just paused everything, and we'll get a full assessment of where we're at. So yeah, unfortunately, right now the bridges are down. Cool. All right, let me go ahead and open my
Right.
screen here. All right, almost. All right, here we go. All right, so again, in terms of EMP, we're actually breaking out right now, the upper level limit, and this is the chart that you should be looking at. This is EMP in terms of ETH value, not USDC, because again, if ETH goes down and there is literally no selling of EMP, it still makes the chart, look pretty terrible. So let me go over here. So yeah, that is definitely a much different picture than the actual EMP to ETH ratio. So again, just make sure you're comparing apples to apples. And all that being said, again, you know, if you're selling now, the liquidity is purposely reduced on the downward swing. So that's why you see some of these big wicks here, is people just selling into no liquidity, and now shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, again, I get it. Everybody can do what they want. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. But selling right now at what we feel is an all-time low even in terms of ETH value, you're only hurting yourself. So, we are still supporting Peg. We still have a lot of revenue streams that are working. We went over that on the last AMA. And, little by little, we are able to still support Peg. And honestly, this chart looks really bullish. I mean, you know, with the markets bleeding out, now we're actually making a higher high. All that is really powerful. And again, TA, technical analysis, can only go so far as well. But overall, I think that we're still in a very healthy position, moving forward. So, yeah. All right. LA, anything else? We'll have the chart up or anything on Fusion Watch before we go into the bonds.
No, I think we'll in a little later in the show, and so we can definitely move on to the bonds.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and have you go over them, and then I'll elaborate on what we have so far.
Yeah, so we've had like a ton of really, really positive feedback after our last AMA. We had 2 AMAs last week, one here and one in the Yield Consortium group, and we've had a lot of really positive response to the idea of the recovery bonds. So we're going to go over all the details again tonight. The starting price would be $300. The supply would be unlimited. You'll be able to purchase as many as you'd like. The initial funding will happen over a 2-week period. And then each NFT represents a share in the recovery bond fund. The RBF will be managed directly by the offering expertise on entry, exit, curated liquidity management and range selections, early access to potential token launches, and exposure to advanced airdrop point strategies. All assets in the fund will be contained within a single Docs wallet for complete transparency. And on daily or weekly epochs, profits will be claimed. 50% of the profits will be directed towards the asset recovery effort due to the exploit, and 50% will be compounded back into the fund. Once the 2x in gains, all the initial principal capital will be returned to investors, with users retaining their full share in the fund. And so after the exploit recovery has been paid in full, 100% of profits generated by the fund will be directed towards an RBF staking pool, where users will be able to further yield on their investment. In time, there'll be a marketplace, a P2P marketplace, which will allow you to sell your NFT or buy more. And AJ, if you can just kind of go over how we can ensure this will stay safe and why it's so bullish that it's a Docs wallet.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, based on everything LA just said, there already are some updates to this. Again, we had a 3-hour meeting today, getting everything finalized, and we'll do a full Medium article about this as well when they're ready. But yeah, it will be the ultimate goal right now, which we're trying to work out, is actually leaving the bonds open. So I know we had said a 2-week window, but a lot of you asked for some of your rewards to be applied to bonds to help us recover, because ultimately it's like a business. So this is not just a black box that is that 99 of the other protocols 99% of the other protocols have. This is an actual business, generating funds through LP providing. And so that being said, we need the initial capital. So just like any other business would have, money to buy a new, fryer or a new, lawnmower. If you're a lawn mowing company, then you can now mow more lawns and make more money. So the same sort of principle applies. We need to have capital through the bonds to be able to earn, and the more capital we have working, the more we're able to earn. So that is again the overall aspect of why we're doing these bonds. And from a security standpoint, again, a lot of the bonds will be managed outside of the vaults until we're more than confident that the security is there. So this is a mixture of manual and automatic LP providing, and the people that have access to that wallet are very few. I mean, you're talking, just Jake and I pretty much. So, and that will be the way we did Consortium as well. And a lot of people were asking for a public version of Consortium anyway that can be tracked on chain. And that is exactly what we're hoping to deliver. So again, I don't know any protocols. I know there's a few even right now that are either on pause or have tens of millions, 12 million I think in deposits, and you don't even know where the wallet is or what is happening behind the scenes. So to my knowledge, we're gonna be the first LP pool that actually doxes the wallet. So those of you that were in the vaults, that were not as comfortable being in the vaults, managing ranges, keeping up to date on all the latest news and price movement, this will be an amazing option for you in the short term. And again, we're calling them recovery bonds for us, but we may end up marketing this, as another kind of DApp to the overall public to help us recover. And I think that there is enough margin with the profits that we're able to make, even though we're not guaranteeing anything, that it will be attractive for even outside users and also help us recover that much quicker for those that were affected. So we'll have the full breakdown again, the actual split of where the money is going to make people whole that were affected, and pay out those that are putting up the money for the bonds. And it could happen quicker. Again, the timeline, although there are no guarantees, if we do finally get a bull run, which again I think we're absolutely almost there. I mean, who knows? We could see Bitcoin at 200K, by the end of the month. I mean, the way things have been moving, it could be that quick. I mean, we saw again ETH acting like a meme token, going 10% in one day, actually in like 4 hours. So if there is some prolonged good news, then we could potentially turn those bonds into a 2x, very quickly. And and maybe not. Maybe it is a prolonged cycle, and it takes a couple more months than we all hope for. But at the end of the day, at least there is a way out and a game plan, and everything is fully transparent, so you can see it all on chain. So I'm really excited for that. Again, uh, we'll have all the breakdown for you in the next few days, and then I don't know when they'll actually launch, but it is one of our number one priorities. In terms of priorities, again, rebooting the vaults and making them safe, number one priority. Bonds is a very close second to get capital working for all of us again. And those that do want to take profit in the bonds, we're hoping to allow you to receive more ownership of that wallet so that we can continue to earn and maximize payouts. So all right, and I think it answered most of it. Oh, the risk of loss. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, this isn't anything guaranteed, but we are super confident that we can do numbers that are attractive. So obviously, if we see ETH and Sonic and everything else that we have exposure to go down another 50%, then obviously there would be some principal value lost, but that just means we have to farm a little bit longer. So remember, anytime you have a loss on paper, it's not realized until you sell. So that is another thing that we have on our side, that we're able to mitigate any risk of loss. And again, I mean, we won't put them in the vaults. A loss in terms of a hack, again, that is not an option. So, we make sure that it's bulletproof, and the attack vectors that were used are completely secure. Again, we're even looking at another audit from a white hat hacker group that has been really been doing some amazing audits, even above and beyond Certic and all the big guys. This new group, they're the same ones behind Coach Farina. They have like a zero hack record. So we're looking at engaging them as well to make sure it's, again, bulletproof. So, all right, that is kind of a high-level overview of the bonds. Again, all that is subject to change, but that's kind of what we're planning for right now, and that will absolutely be a catalyst to, a full recovery on everything. And those that were affected in the vaults, you'll be given credit in an escrow token that will be paid out. And again, I mean, what other protocol can survive a $1 million hack, make everybody whole, and then keep on going? I mean, that on top of peg recovery um, will be, absolute legends in the space, and that's what we're hoping to do. So, all right, LA, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, the bonds are very powerful, and we've just seen so much positive impact, or sorry, so much positive response to us speaking about them. So really excited about that. AJ, do you mind
Sure.
giving us an update on the legacy contracts and the USDT battery?
Yeah, so again, I mentioned our priority list. Prior to the hack, we had, 30 devs working on everything. A lot of the contracts for the migration were already done. We were days away from deploying it, and then the hack happened. Now, because of the hack, we've had to do some major restructuring. Obviously, we can't afford, without revenue coming in, to have a 30 dev team. So the dev team itself has been scaled back tremendously. It's down to really the core devs that have been with us from the beginning anyway. And so priority list is making sure the vaults are safe and operational, redeploying all those contracts. Uh, Second in priority is the bonds, like I said, and third is getting the legacy and the USDT battery out of the way. So again, we still are doing it. Nothing has changed. We just need the manpower in certain places right now. So again, I don't want to give a timeline because it seems like whenever I do, something always comes up, whether it's foreseen or not. So, but it will be soon. Again, I know everybody hates that, but it's still happening, and then that will be, then everything with Fusion will be buttoned up, and we can just focus full speed ahead on that. So, what I can do. I know I meant to do it last week, just with the hack, we've been in crisis mode. But I know I mentioned I was going to publish the actual math we're using to calculate the migration. So I will put a post together for that over the weekend or next day or two. Just keep an eye out on our socials. And then, yeah, hopefully soon thereafter, we're able to do credit for both. But we have everything, like I said, the contracts are pretty much done anyway. I just want to make sure that the core dev team is prepared for that rollout, and everybody's on the same page before we initiate it. So does that make sense, LA?
Yes, completely.
Okay, awesome. All right. I know I mentioned it earlier, but we do have it in the notes. I forgot. Again, you can listen to the last AMA. But do you want to just go over really quick, LA, that there are still multiple revenue streams
Oh
for
yeah.
Fusion, and it's not as bleak as I think people think it is. I mean, we're still kicking for sure. So go ahead.
Yes, and I want to turn the whole energy and volume of this AMA up during this
Totally.
section. I want you
Let's
guys
go.
to get your energy up because we're about to start talking about some exciting things. Fusion has been slow the last week. We, I think, have had 6.4K EMP deposited into Fusion, which I get it. I get why people have been hesitant to take action in the past week. It seems like a lot of people are just kind of sitting around and waiting for news or waiting to see what other people do. But that's about to change right now. As AJ mentioned, I will go over this revenue streams for Fusion, but there's a whole hell of a lot more to talk about too. So there are still multiple revenue streams for Fusion. You can see that we have a clear way forwards. We have solid plans now that are already being taken action on. We have lots of revenue streams for Fusion. There's DexSwap. There are fees from Fusion itself and the marketplace. Honor versus Madness is getting closer and closer to completion, to our first card pack sale. It's on track with development to still release this year, and that's going to be a huge income stream for Fusion. As you recall, that's 10% revenue from the game. All of our bridging fees, the Dex vaults, as AJ mentioned, are actually a lot closer than you think to being rebooted in a more iron-proof manner. Equity and upcoming projects, some VC funding that's yet to TGE. We have all of our YouTube and affiliate commissions. Plus, there's 2 projects that haven't even launched yet that have been being built. Now, I was sitting here at the beginning of this AMA, and just this really powerful feeling took over me, and I had to say this out loud. This week, starting right now, we're going to start hitting our goals again as a community. And not only that, but we're going to set an all-time high of Fusion deposits in the coming weeks. The reason I'm saying that is because it's necessary. Now it is more important than ever to start building back the momentum we had towards getting back to peg. These weeks with 6K deposited into Fusion are no longer a thing. Now, I want to tell you something that's going to really excite you. In the next couple weeks, and I'm not going to say if, I am going to say when we reach our community goals, I'm going to be able to kick off something that I've been holding in for a long time called the OlEMPics. I'm not going to tell you what that is yet today, but over the next few weeks, we're going to skyrocket ourselves towards not only getting back to peg, but eventually also being able to fully maintain it. Now, I want to start our next wave of marketing by the end of May. I want to start our next wave of marketing by the end of May. But there's a few things that have to happen in order for that to happen. We need to reach our community goals every week, and they're set very low right now. This week's goal is only 100,000 EMP. That's nothing. We have hit far, far more than that in the past. There was a recent week a couple months ago where we hit in somewhere in the 300,000s. So 100,000, no problem. If I can see that the community is doing everything in their power over the next week or two to hit our community goals, we're going to launch the OlEMPics. And the OlEMPics are going to be what takes us that final push to reach peg in a rapid time frame. But I have to see that we are making major momentum towards reaching our community goals before I can kick that off. Once we're back at peg and it's not going down, up, down, up, down, up, but we're back at peg and it looks like we're going to be able to maintain it, we're going to kick off this major second round of marketing. And that's what we all need within Fusion to earn the kind of money that we've always wanted to, and the reason we've all been so patient and loyal to this community. And so I want each and every one of you to ask yourselves, what can I do this week to contribute to what I just laid out, to us reaching our community goals over the next 2 weeks? And then the OlEMPics not only is going to help to supercharge us on our final leg to peg, but it's also going to be an incredible earning potential for those of you who are bullish on Fusion and want more EMP to be able to deposit into Fusion. It's going to be incredibly profitable for some of you. There's going to be some very lucrative parts of it. I'm not going to go into further details right now, but you're going to want that to get kicked off sooner rather than later. And I know we all want our marketing to kick off sooner rather than later. So I want each and every one of you to ask yourselves, what can I do this week to contribute to the community's goals? If you don't have any spare funds, there's still lots you can do to contribute. You can highlight all the positive things that happen as they happen in the groups. You can encourage other people to participate. You can write on social media. You can be fully supportive in sharing out these AMAs. There's so much you can do. Obviously, we're not calling anyone to invest. We're not encouraging anyone to put in more than they should. But this is a calling to the community to participate. And we're all going to take personal responsibility. We're not going to expect others to do it for us. So we're all going to deposit whatever we can into Fusion. We're going to reach our goals. And then we're going to kick off the most insane skyrocket towards peg marketing, all of it. And I have chills even saying that. But let's fucking go, guys, because it's time right this second, right now. We're going to start supporting the price of eShare. We're going to start depositing into Fusion, and we're going to break some records.
Let's fucking go, LA. I love it. Yes, 100%. I mean, I can't agree with you more. I think those of us that are here paying attention, what we say all the time, invest in your investment. We all get it. And, I mean, many of the things you said are 100% the reality. I mean, I mentioned it earlier on the AMA. If you're in EMP, you actually were outperforming the downcline of ETH and everything else. So, number one, that's super bullish, even under the current market conditions. Number two, it is very little actual dollars that move the needle right now, and that is really important. Again, being this low in terms of ETH price, that lowers the price of to peg and allows us to gobble up all that EMP at incredible prices in terms of dollar value. So again, that is unheard of. And when it's not if, it's when we do recover peg, then we absolutely have the momentum again to start the marketing. I know a lot of you have been asking for the AMA train. We've said all along that we want to do it in a very calculated manner. We don't want to just do all these AMAs and then not be able to have the chart and the actual peg recovery to show, because actions always speak louder than words. And so again, over the next few weeks, it's up to us to make it a reality. And I'm super confident that we will. Then the second wave of marketing kicks in. We're able to maintain peg, even if the market is going crazy. Obviously, that's even more bullish, actually, that we're maintaining peg with all the volatility on top of it all. And again, doing all this, when we feel is the bottom of the, I don't want to say bear market. Again, I'm an eternal bull, but we are absolutely in a downtrend, and once we find a floor and break that downtrend, then it's off to the races all over again. So all of those things are lining up in our favor. And again, I know it's been a long journey, but we can't just let things get stagnant right when we're 2 feet from the finish line. On bringing this all together. So yeah, I love it, LA. That was super inspiring. Again, being so close to the chest. Obviously, we all believe this, but I think a lot of you in the community finally believe this as well, and we'll get there. And again, after that, and even if I have to pay for the AMAs out of my own money, so we can continue to, promote peg and have the buying pressure for peg, we'll make it happen. I mean, again, spreading the word and showing people that we're one of the only tomb forks that was able to pivot, redo all their economics, never give up. Again, not to bring it down again, but we just saw a tomb fork on Sonic that just gave up, and we're not the team to do that. I mean, we will continue building. We will never say sorry, guys, it's game over, and we'll fight to the bitter end. And we've been proving that over the last 3.5 years, and we're so close. To LA's point, the numbers are so. I mean, again, another 40K or less will get us right where we need to be in terms of sacrificing and peg. So we're looking really good, and we've come so far. I mean, right now, even right this minute, there's about a 2x peg bonus. I remember just at the beginning of the year, there was almost a 6x peg bonus. So that alone shows that we're actually doing what we say we're doing, and to me, that is extremely confidence building with what we have for the future. So, all right, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I love
AJ,
it,
I
Ellie.
think we should also reveal some news we were just talking about on the phone before this AMA.
I love it. Yeah, no doubt. I'll let you do the honors because you're the one that's probably gonna go. So, yeah, go ahead, Ellie. Yeah.
Yeah, so consensus is coming up in about a month from now, and it's in my hometown of Toronto this year. So I'll be going, and I know a couple members of the community have messaged me and expressed their interest in going. So if you guys are near Toronto or you want to take a flight there and attend the event, definitely let me know so we can have an Emperor meetup, and I'll be representing all of our projects there for the third year in a row, which is really awesome.
Yeah, I love it, LA. Again, we're not giving up. We're gonna hit the ground and keep pounding the pavement. And yeah, I mean, we've made some incredible contacts at Consensus over the last 3 years. And again, we're not going anywhere. So, promoting everything that we're doing, continually trying to get more people involved. Obviously, like Ellie said, EMP is a priority, but we'll be promoting DexSwap and the vaults. By then, the vaults will probably even be back up and running, which, shows the tenacity of what we're doing. And so, yeah, a lot of great things on the horizon. Again, don't let the fear and uncertainty and doubt FUD, uh, FUD you out of your own bags. I mean, you've been with us this long. Don't give up right before. It reminds me of that meme or that picture, LA. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but there's like a guy that's mining, and there's a big golden nugget, and he turns
Yes.
around. Yeah, he turns around right before he gets to that nugget, right? So
Yeah.
don't be that guy, right, LA? Yeah.
Yes. And, consensus is in 1 month and 3 days from now. And I'd like to introduce myself by saying, I'm on the team for the only ever original tomb fork that has regained peg and totally transformed into a groundbreaking revolutionary project that defies every tomb fork that ever existed. I want to be able to tell the story over and over again that we are back to peg, that we are thriving, that we have been around for nearly 4 years, all of it. So we have to do everything in our power so that I am on an absolute high when I'm there talking to people about us.
I love it. What an intro. That would be the ultimate mic drop. We need to get you a business card that says all that as the intro. So yes. Oh man, I love it. So, hell yeah. All right, awesome, LA. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I hope all of you are as well. Again, we're gonna make it happen. I've said it on almost every AMA, especially recently. Failure is not an option, and we are in a really good position. With the community rallying behind us, we will reach all of our goals. So 100%. All right, awesome, LA. Anything else you're gonna add? I know we have some community questions as well. And then yeah, we'll go through everything. So
Yeah, I think that's it. I did have one question pop up on Discord that says, has the recent events with DexFi caused any problems or time delays with regards to DexSwap?
yeah, that's a great question. So in terms of DexSwap specifically, again, all the core devs that we still have on board, they are very very familiar with our code. So that includes again vaults and DexSwap and the bridges, basically everything that has already been built. Um, we were able to keep a lot of the senior guys to still deliver. So the short answer is yes. I mean, I'm not gonna just say that the timeline isn't a little delayed. Um, so definitely delays, but in terms of actually still producing revenue, I mean, even now, because the majority of our LP on GG, EMP, and eShare is all part of DexSwap, we're still getting daily fees on that. I mean, and every bit of that goes to helping the protocol. So, again, it's not as bleak as people think. So, once we get through the Vault reboot, again, the bonds, and the legacy migration, then we'll be 100% focused on Dex swap, going cross chain. Again, working out the full um, migration plan for Swap and Sparkswap, and then those other two platforms that we've alluded to that haven't even launched yet. A lot more under Gia and the Cash Apps, which is the marketing protocol. So again, I mean, yes, it won't be as fast, but that absolutely doesn't mean that we're not scaling back or not going to be able to deliver on everything that we have planned to do and will continue to do. So,
And that Cash Apps is going to come so in handy when we're planning our marketing for Fusion.
yeah, 100%, LA. Again, it's all part of the grand plan. And yeah, I mean, when we do recover PEG, and now it's time to do the marketing, then maybe Cash Apps, takes some priority because of that. So again, there's still some things that are movable, and we always go after what we call the low hanging fruit. So we have to do what makes the most impact for the protocol with the least amount of effort, and that usually dictates, the development process. So if we are at, again, not if, but when we are at PEG and we need to get the word out, then you better believe that we're putting all of our resources into those platforms. So
Yeah, everything from AMAs to PR and articles coming out, new Medium articles, articles on all the crypto news sites, tweets, all of it. Like, I mean, we're gonna go wild. So
yeah, 100%. And we'll have our other anime coming up about Universe Madness, but we've alluded to this as well. We have some major news coming with the GG token on top of all this. So again, not financial advice, but you may want to get some exposure to GG through DexSwap. Again, plenty of liquidity on DexSwap to be able to buy GG for an upcoming announcement. So, and again, that, like Ellie mentioned earlier, that will be a major catalyst and revenue stream for us. And the good news is that there's very little Web3 development with GG. Again, we're doing a hybrid model where the game isn't actually built on chain, which opens us up to a lot more flexibility and more mainstream Web2 marketing, but still has all the benefits of NFT integration and digital ownership. So, but again, all that is pretty much done. I mean, we've already built an NFT marketplace on Cedo and on Pulse for those individual NFTs. So the good news is that in terms of GG and Universe Madness, even with the downsizing of the Web3 developers, we are still full speed ahead with the actual game studio and game development. So yeah, that's another really bullish catalyst. And again, if people want to do some OTC deals, again, what that means is essentially over the counter. Get in touch with me. We can sell GG at these levels, and that helps us again apply funds in the right way. So and ultimately support the price of GG. I know a lot of the sellers are pretty exhausted at these levels, so everything is coming together for sure.
awesome.
All right, awesome. So yeah, I don't know. Was there any other questions in the chat? I don't know.
I don't see you. No.
yeah, I think we covered pretty much everything, and we're right at about an hour, so that's perfect timing. So yeah, I mean, thank you all for being here. We're being fully transparent through all of this. Again, we'll have a third-party, independent, complete report on the DexFi hack in terms of EMP and our other core tokens. Things are still very healthy. Again, I think people are a little worried that we won't have the revenue to support, but we went through all the reasons why we do in the AMA today. So if you're coming in late, please listen to this recording. But yeah, like, again, I think we're right almost there in the finish line, and we just need a little more momentum and the community to step up, and I think they will for sure. So
Well,
anything else you want to add?
we're about to have it. So I just want to thank everyone in advance for doing their part and for supporting the community and the protocol. Let's fucking go. Make sure to tune in at 8:30 for the Honor versus Madness AMA. Thanks for always being here, guys. And remember, let's help to let the rest of the community know what's going on, what we're about to accomplish, and what the plan is. Have an amazing night, guys.
Awesome. There you go, everyone. Yes, I echo everything LA said. And again, keep an eye out for some updates in all of our socials over the next few days. We'll have many more articles and math breakdowns of the migration, and ultimately, again, the full reboot of the vaults to where we're right back earning again before, just like it used to be. So all that is super bullish. So, all right, everyone. Thanks again. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We do come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, good night, good day. We will see you all this week. All right, bye bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.